first video is going to be just getting a really great base for your skin. So I'm going to be using our foundation primer, our matte 3D liquid foundation, and our perfecting concealer. And then afterward, I'm going to be putting on some translucent powder. So these are the products we're using first. And this is just to get your skin looking really even and just getting a nice base before you do the rest of your makeup. So the first thing you want to do is always wash your face. Obviously I did that, I moisturized. And then you're going to put on some foundation primer. Our primer has an SPF of 15. And this is actually going to change the texture of your skin before you put your foundation on, so that your foundation stays all day. It kind of just sticks to it a lot better without falling into lines and wrinkles in your skin. And it also has an SPF of 15, which is really great to protect your skin. So I already put this on. You want to let it dry for just a minute so it's not tacky. So the next thing I'm going to do is grab my concealer. This is the deep ivory shade. And I'm just going to put it on places that I've got some redness. I have like some little breakouts down here. So I'm just going to fix up some of these spots. Now, if you're in a hurry, the foundation does a wonderful job of covering, so it's not a big deal to use concealer, but it does make a difference. So I'm gonna grab my foundation brush. Some people might like to use a more precise brush, like our concealer cream eyeshadow brush, but I just kind of grabbed the same one, and I'm just gonna tap it in. And this is a little whiter than my skin tone, and that's okay. The foundation's gonna go over top and make it all match. But you can see it's covering any blemishes and redness. My skin looks a little uneven right now. Like I said, I'm going to be putting the foundation over top to just make sure everything's the same shade. And the foundation color that I'm using is Beige N150. My foundation shade does change from winter to summer for sure. Once I get a lot of sun, I've got to go into the beige. And when in the winter, I am an Ivory N160. So I'm just going to put some foundation right here on my hand. And you don't need much, just start with a little bit. I'm going to get a little bit on the brush, and I'm just going to spread it until it's gone on this one side of my face. You do not need to like keep dipping and putting it back on your skin, because a little bit does go a long way. So I'm just going to use what's in the brush until it's completely gone, and then get more. And using this foundation brush makes a huge difference. It makes it so that your foundation doesn't streak, and also feels really nice, but you're also not getting oils from your fingers onto your skin and mixing it with your foundation. And it doesn't hold the foundation in the brush. It's getting the maximum amount of product to your face as opposed to soaking it into your hands. Because think about it, foundation is meant to go on the skin, so it's gonna soak onto your hands too. So this helps you to get the most bang for your buck out of your foundation bottle. The brush is only $14, which is an amazing deal. Now this brush is like thicker on the inside, and then it fans out on the outside. And that helps so that your foundation is more concentrated here, and then when you fan it out, it's gonna be less concentrated around those areas of your face where you don't need this much. And you do go over your eyelids just to make sure everything's the same shade. Right here under my jawline, just to make sure it's matching into my neck without like a harsh line. But there we go. So my foundation is on, my skin is all one tone, which is wonderful. Now I'm gonna put some translucent powder on. I'm gonna use our all over powder brush and our translucent powder. you open the powder like this. It does lock so it doesn't dump out. So I unlock it, I dump some in the cap, and then I just grab a little bit with my powder brush and just go all over on top of the foundation. If this is really great if you have common but oily skin, it's gonna help absorb oil. I actually have mostly normal skin as far as oil production goes, but I still like it just to matte out the foundation. And also I feel like it does set your foundation and helps it to stay on. And then I always do it right here just to make sure, because my neck can be a lot whiter than my face, just to make sure that the color blends in. This translucent powder and this brush are really great for blending. Okay, so everything's nice and blended. And there we go. So that was our first video on just getting a really nice base for your skin.